How do we create the kind of world we want to live in, where there's respect for each other, respect for nature, respect for other animals, a world where human beings live in harmony with each other and with nature? We believe that world is one that is critical to the long-term survival of our species and of other species. Our president and founder, John Stryker, made a very smart decision early on in the history of the foundation, which was to take this very big vision and to focus on very specific areas where we could make a difference. And those areas are LGBT equality and great ape conservation. In fact, in 2013, Arcus made grants of over $28 million to 210 organizations working around the world on behalf of social justice and conservation causes. These people are incredible. They are heroic. They are making the world a better place, and we are enormously proud to be able to support them. Turning the pages of our annual report, you're going to meet incredible people like Emmanuel de Merode and Sivha and Mbake. These are folks working in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, which is one of the last places in which you find mountain gorillas. They put their lives on the line literally every day.
Mais il y a toute cette interférence des groupes armés qui aussi cherchent à manger ou font des activités illégales comme la recherche des minéraux. Et à rechercher des minéraux, il faut le braconnage.
Over 110 rangers have been killed in the Virunga National Park over the last 20 years, protecting the critical habitat there that gorillas, elephants, and other animals share. We are working with a coalition of groups to make sure that critical habitats are preserved so that these magnificent animals can continue to survive and thrive. We face an enormous challenge with the Great Apes Program. We are looking at a situation where we could lose some of these species within our lifetime, where we could have some of our closest relatives in the animal kingdom be wiped off the face of the earth through our own negligence and our own bad behavior. In 2013, we also saw an incredibly exciting decision by the National Institutes of Health to stop experimentations on chimpanzees and to release the vast majority of chimpanzees that are currently in captivity into sanctuaries where they can live their lives free of molestation and able to enjoy, in some cases, grass and sunshine for the very first time in their lives. To read their stories and to realize the incredible courage and risks these people are willing to take to try and help these animals survive makes you feel very humbled. Arcus' social justice program is focused on making sure that people of all sexual orientations and gender identities can live full, happy lives free of fear and free of violence. I think of 2013 in some ways as the best of times and the worst of times. We saw amazing progress in places like the United States, where we saw DOMA struck down by the Supreme Court, and the United Kingdom, where we saw marriage equality passed. In 2013, we were reminded of a very simple, basic truth. Being transgender, lesbian, gay, or bisexual can get you killed in this world. And that means everywhere in this world. In some parts of the world, it is the actual government that is coming after you. In other parts of the world that are so-called paradises on paper, like here in New York, you can be killed because you're LGBT, even if you're theoretically equal on paper. Arcus partners with people who are trying to create a safe space for people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. Sometimes that safe space is in their place of worship, which I'm sad to say too often has not been a safe space for people of a variety of faiths. Arcus works with people, specifically in the Christian and Muslim faiths, to try and make sure that all God's children are embraced and loved. But in the end, what social justice is about individuals taking a stand and fighting back against the forces that limit human potential and human happiness. One of them is Anastasia Smirnova. She is a young Russian activist who has been willing to stand up to the Putin government, even as that government has tried to strip LGBT people of their rights in Russia. Another is Felipe Souza Rodriguez, who's been willing to stand up for the rights of LGBT undocumented people, and in fact all undocumented people in America, and remind us all that no person is illegal.
You know, when I was 14 and I was undocumented, I was new to this country, and I was, it was very clear to me at that point that I was gay. And I was so afraid, so scared, that I remember that I felt like my muscles couldn't move sometimes. And that's what drives people to suicide. But I channeled personally these feelings and I put it all onto organizing. So I poured my heart into the organizing since I was very young. First started with my city, then organized the entire state, then organized the Southeast, eventually organized the entire country.
Arcus believes in investing in promising young leaders, so in 2013 we created Ally, the Arcus LGBT Leadership Initiative, which provides structured coaching, mentoring, and leadership development support to young leaders like Felipe Souza Rodriguez. When I think of Wanja Mugongo, who leads the UHI organization in Kenya, when I think of people like Anastasia Smirnova, when I think of people like Emmanuel de Merode, the superintendent of the Virunga National Park, well, they are heroes to me. They are heroes to our movements, both great apes and social justice. They are heroes to this world. The reason we chose the theme this year of pushing boundaries and making change is we realize that what's at stake here is critical, and that we have to be willing to take risks. We're willing to go to the front lines in order to support the people who are doing the cutting edge work in order to create a kind of world in which we can survive and thrive, as well as our fellow apes. That's what the Arcus Foundation is all about. Pushing boundaries, taking risks, making change. We're willing to push boundaries in order to make change.